Hey guys, it's Ali Actuality here. I've been wanting to make this video for a pretty long time. I mean, like, what else is better to complain about besides school? So, this is just a culmination, compilation, collection, of things I didn't like about high school. Sports were really important to me in high school because they took me away from schoolwork, they took me away from just anything generally stressful, and I could take it out on the sport. So I took softball and I took tennis. Softball I really liked because of the competitiveness, and tennis I liked because I liked the sport. I enjoyed like hitting the ball and like really perfecting my skills. Now, I quit softball. Now, the reason for that was the sportsmanship was really weird, and just the people in general were incredibly cliquey, and it was so upsetting. I remember this one particular event that actually made me quit very soon after this happened to me. It was tie-dye day for our team, and I didn't own a tie-dye shirt because fuck tie-dye. I'm sorry if you like tie-dye, but I don't like it. I know this shirt's going to contrast with what I'm about to say, but I don't like bright colors. I'm not a very big like neon blue, neon red, pink, yellow kind of person. I'm very black, gray, white, burgundy. Like that's like the extent of my colors. And like this shirt is probably like the only bright color that I own. And I was called into my softball coach's office, and she was like, hey, like just very demeaning, like very like, hey, Allie, I noticed that you're not wearing a tie-dye shirt. Yeah, sorry, I just don't own one. Oh, okay, well, that's unfortunate. You know it's tie-dye day, right? Yeah, I know. I know it's tie-dye day. Okay, well, thankfully, your teammate brought in an extra one just in case this sort of thing happened. Now, pause. This sort of thing? Like, fuck your tie-dye shirt, bitch. I'm not like an occurrence. Like, I just didn't want to fucking wear your bright-ass colors. Like, get over it. And she, like, handed me the shirt in, like, a plastic bag and was like, sometimes it really doesn't look like you want to be a part of the team, Allie. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, you're gonna tell me to my face that, like, when I cry leaving practice because I feel like I didn't do good, like, well enough, give me 5 likes and I'll tell you exactly why this entire softball thing was stressful as hell. I'm not asking for much, guys. But, I cried every single time I left practice because I didn't feel good enough for this person. Like this, I don't want to call her a bitch because I really liked her. She was a very funny and very honest person. And honestly, she was a really good coach. I hated this cliquey shit. Like, it was... So, and then just general, like, these things called pasta parties. And I generally just didn't like them because the team itself I couldn't really get along with very well because they were all so preppy. So very like, oh yeah, like pasta party, like I'm gonna bring something to this pasta party and it's gonna be so fun, and we're all gonna like sit around a tiny ass fucking table in the middle of the sun, it's gonna be so fun. No, bitch. Fuck you. Like, fuck your pasta. And you know what? There wasn't even any pasta, bitch. Like, no fucking pasta. Who calls these shit a pasta party and there ain't no pasta? It was like fruits and shit. You know what I'm allergic to? Fruits. The fuck am I gonna eat? So, I hated that shit. Like, I hated that I felt obligated to do this shitty ass shit that I just wasn't into. And, like, the entire team, nice people, just not my crew, Like, I'm not into that. And I had to be into that. Fighting. Like, fighting in general, but specifically in high school, like, what are you angry about? What are you possibly so upset about that you're like, I'm gonna throw my future away and I'm gonna get suspended and not go to school anymore? What worth it? Was it really worth it punching this guy in the face and getting a record? You know, like, I understand that high school is a hard time. It's very different for a lot of people, but was it worth it? My favorite story about fighting in my high school was, apparently, I didn't really see anything about it, I just really heard about it, but apparently our security was just so bad that we let in an entire crew of gangs, like not just one gang, but like multiple gangs, and they decided to meet up in our high school and fight in our cafeteria. I don't know, but like, was it really, really worth it? Like, and what really blows my mind is that these people are like 15. What are you possibly fighting about? And then a really big thing about high school is just general popularity. You know what doesn't matter in high school? Popularity. You wanna know why? Because after high school, nobody cares about you. No one cares if you're a prom king or queen. No one cares if you're like the runner-up. Like, literally, nobody cares. And literally, the only person that probably cares is you. Because you're like, I still have those pictures. Oh, I still have that strap. Oh, I still have that whatever, you know, like whatever I got from this whatever event that I whatever did the best in. After high school, nobody cares about that. And you know what you can't even put on your resume? Nothing from high school. Unless it's like a really big deal, you know, like if you got certified for something, you got certified for CPR, something like that, you know, you can put that. But I can promise you that no person is gonna hire you because you got voted cutest smile. Bitch, no one cares about your cute ass smile. But seriously, just don't include that in your resume. No one's gonna care. No one's gonna hire you because of it. And if you're in high school right now, I mean, if it's going well, like, good on you. But just hold it dear, because once you leave that place, once you throw up your heart, once you throw up your heart and you never have it ever again and you're in college. I'm kidding. Once you throw up your hat and whatever, you take pictures, you get your little diploma, blah, blah. It's not even a diploma. It's like a fucking certificate for spending 4 years in high school. I literally, I cannot say it enough. Like, high school is such a waste of time. Another thing that I really just don't understand why it's even a thing, like why it is even something that exists, is that there are teachers that think they're cool and that want to be cool. And by being cool, I mean like dad joke cool. Like they like finger guns. I do finger guns. I'm a dad. But say stuff that they think sounds hip, like oh, you salty, like oh, you're salty. But they say it just like that, like they're like making sure that you heard that they said the cool word, that they said the salty word, you know. I don't even know if people say salty anymore. I'm like fucking 100. Anyway. But just like that, like they do that exact thing. I hate that I have this story, but because this should never happen. Like, you're fucking like 50. Stop. You're not funny. I'm here to like get an education and get out. Now, mind you, I am not talking like the naturally cool teachers. Now, I had a teacher in high school. Let's call him Mr. A. Mr. A was this exact person. And he would let all of the cool kids boss him around because he taught a class that like you didn't even have to remotely pay attention to pass. They did absolutely anything to just break the rules, like break the general rules. Like, oh, you want us to sit in this particular spot? Guess what? I'm not gonna sit in that particular spot. Like just stupid shit like that. And he let that go because they were the cool kids. Now the uncool kids, the kids that like listen to directions like me and my friends, we got bullied. And I would constantly trade seats because the people at my table didn't do work. They didn't do shit. Like they knew that I would do the work because I wanted to get the grade. And I would trade seats. I would move from that table and move to where my friends were. And I would constantly get in trouble for moving seats when literally my table had 2 people when there was supposed to be like 4 or 5. I don't know. So I got pissed off and I was like, okay, you know what? If you're gonna respect me when I say no, I'm gonna say no. So I essentially just started breaking the rules. I started moving, and whenever he told me to move, I'd be like, oh, okay, and then I'd get up, and then whenever he turned around, I'd sit back down and I'd stay there. And just the shittiest thing that blew my mind was that he, like, respected me after that. And that's just so stupid. Like, respect yourself, alright, man? I'm a fucking nerd. Alright, bye, guys. Next video will be coming up probably right after this because I'm a nerd and I like uploading all the time because I like attention. Bye. Away from my fingers. I went. You see what my hands are doing? That's what happened with the